Fox, Illinois, this is breaking news.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Breaking news tonight. The family of a Springfield woman killed in a deputy-involved shooting watched the body camera video. Thank you for joining us. I'm Eliza Petrie. Today, Sonya Massey's family saw the video from the July 6th shooting. Tonight, we're bringing you team coverage as the family and the public react to the situation. First, we are checking in with Fox Illinois' Carolina Hassett, who has been out at a rally to support her family all afternoon. Carolina?
That's right. We heard that Sonya Massey's family will be reviewing that body cam footage, but will not be talking to the public about it today. Now, over 100 people were outside the NAACP building today in Springfield in support of Sonya's family. Protesters led each other in chants and songs, and some speakers included Sunshine Clemens, the co-president of Black Lives Matter.
There is absolutely no reason that someone should be going through a mental health crisis, call the police, and the end result be their life. They're in the grave now. They should be able to go through the justice system just like anybody else. Sonya Massey was one of ours. We take care of our own.
Now, protesters said they're going to continue to protest and show their support for the family peacefully. Now, officials here at the NAACP told us that the family is going to be releasing a press release about that footage tomorrow. In Springfield, I'm Carolina Hassett. Back to you.
Thank you, Carolina. Since the shooting, Massey's family has also retained national civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who represented the family of George Floyd. In a statement, Crump joined the calls for the video to be released and said in part, quote, "It is extremely hard to imagine how a woman who calls the police out of fear of an intruder ends up shot in the head by the police at her own home," end quote. And more demonstrations started earlier today outside of the NAACP building. Fox Illinois' Julia Rosier joins us now. She joins us from the scene. Julia? And we will be hearing from Julia in just a little bit, but Massey's family and the community have been demanding answers since her death. At least 3 protests have been held outside of the Sangamon County building in downtown Springfield. According to protesters, Massey had been the one to call police about the prowler in the first place. However, this has not been confirmed by authorities. And Fox Illinois' Carson Gordy joins us live now with more details. Carson?
To confirm whether a deputy has been charged in the shooting of Sonya Massey. I went over to the circuit clerk and they told me they did not have any records, any charges filed after they did a search. I went over to the state's attorney's office and requested. I was told by the state's attorney that I couldn't have them at this time. Earlier, I just got off the phone with a Sangamon County official. He told me that a meeting is wrapping up, and after the meeting is done, then they would be able to send me an update on the investigation. When I asked him about the timeline, he said soon. I'm Carson Gordy. Back to you.
Thank you, Carson. This is a developing story, and we will continue to bring you updates on the investigation and the demonstrations as they develop.
Fox, Illinois, this is breaking news.
Continuing our breaking news, we have just received new information coming in about the deputy accused of shooting and killing 36-year-old Sonya Massey. Here is Fox Illinois' Carson Gordy with what we have just learned. Carson?
This is brand new information from the Sangamon County officials. 2 deputies made contact with the caller, Sonya Massey, at her home. And during the interaction inside her home, Deputy Sean Grayson fired his gun and killed her. The body cam footage does not the press release says that the body cam footage does not support the finding that Grayson was justified to shoot her. Grayson has now been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. His first court date will be tomorrow, and the press release says that the county will try to keep Grayson in jail and deny him pretrial release. I'm Carson Gordy. Back to you.
Thank you, Carson. This is a developing story, and we will continue to bring you updates on the investigation and the demonstrations as they become available. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We're learning more about the shooting death of Sonya Massey. Former Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson is now facing charges in connection to the shooting. Grayson now faces 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and misconduct. The family of Sonya Massey retained famed civil rights attorney Ben Crump. Crump responded to the indictment of Sean Grayson in a statement, saying in part, quote, "Today marks an important milestone in the pursuit of justice for Sonya Massey's family. While nothing can undo the heinous actions of this officer, we hope the scales of hope will continue to hold him accountable, and we will demand transparency at every step," end quote. And Sean Grayson is currently in the Sangamon County Jail tonight, but as a murder suspect and not a sheriff's deputy. Fox Illinois' Carson Gordy joins us live in Springfield with what we have learned this evening. Carson?
After law enforcement reviewed body cam footage, they say there was not a justification for Grayson to shoot and kill Sonya Massey. We dug into Sean Grayson's history. The former Sangamon County deputy fired and is facing charges of first-degree murder for the shooting death of Sonya Massey. The 36-year-old was killed after calling the police to her home. 30 years old, Grayson does have an arrest record stemming from the neighboring Macoupin County. According to online records, this includes DUIs in 2015 and 2016, both of them Class A misdemeanors, and driving on a suspended license. Being a Sangamon County sheriff was not Grayson's first job in law enforcement. GovernmentSalaries.com shows Grayson worked for the Auburn Police Department in 2021 and 2022. On July 17th, the Sangamon County State's Attorney indicted Grayson on multiple counts, including 3 charges of first-degree murder. Currently in custody, the county is looking to keep Grayson in jail throughout his trial by denying him pretrial release. He's scheduled to be in court for the first time at 2 p.m. on Thursday. Officials confirmed that the other officer who responded to Sonya Massey's call is still on paid administrative leave. I'm Carson Gordy. Back to you.
Thank you, Carson. Sheriff Jack Campbell released a statement on the indictment. He says in part, quote, "The actions taken by Deputy Grayson do not reflect the values and training of the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office or law enforcement as a whole. Good law enforcement officers stand with our community in condemning actions that undermine the trust and safety we strive to uphold." A collection of the statements we have received will be up on our website. And now continuing our team coverage, more than 100 people showed up outside the NAACP building in Springfield. They were there in support for Sonya Massey's family as they viewed the body camera footage. Fox Illinois' Carolina Hattis was there and has more on what officials know so far about the footage.
With many showing to support the family of Sonya Massey. Now, officials tell us her family did view that body camera footage and described it as shocking. They emphasized it's important to give the family time to process before it's released to the public. Over 100 people gathered to show support for the family of Sonya Massey through chants, Sonya Massey! Sonya Massey! Song, and tears.
And it should not be on the black people who are in pain to lead this. Our mental health is suffering.
Initially, the family planned to speak to the crowd, but did not. They need time to process what they saw the night of her shooting death.
The family has expressed to us to be patient, let them process this tragedy. We're more concerned about the family than anything else. Justice will take its due course.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump's office is taking this case. One attorney with the office spoke, preparing the public for release of the video.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was shocking. And it hurts to watch.
Officials asking the public to not talk about or speculate what is on the video before it's released publicly.
We will not jeopardize this case.
Sunshine Clemens is the co-president of Black Lives Matter. She says they're fighting for the justice of Sonya Massey while coming from a place of trauma.
It is extremely damaging to the community's mental health to have to continue to go through and experience these type of situations, and there's no place for it in our community. Sonya Massey should be here with us. Unfortunately, she is not.
Now, officials say the family is going to release a statement about that body camera footage tomorrow at 10 a.m. In studio, I'm Carolina Hassett.
Back to you, Eliza.
Thank you, Carolina. Protesters said they will continue to demand justice and show support for the family peacefully. And Fox, Illinois has filed 2 Freedom of Information Act requests in the incident. We have requested both the body camera footage from the Illinois State Police and the incident report from the Sangamon County Sheriff's Department. On your screen now are the email responses that we have gotten back from both offices. Both are asking for an extension. And funeral arrangements for Sonya Massey have been announced. They will take place this Friday at Ruby Funeral Services. A visitation will be held at 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and the service following that. And be sure to follow us on our website as well as our social media pages. We will provide you the latest details as they become available. Welcome back. We're learning more about the shooting death of Sonya Massey. Former Sangamon deputy Sean Grayson is now facing charges in connection to the shooting. Grayson now faces 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and misconduct. And the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, issuing a statement in response to the announcement of the indictment of Sean Grayson. He says, in part, quote, "My heart breaks for Sonya's children, for her family and friends, and for all who knew and loved her. And I am enraged that another innocent black woman had her life taken from her at the hands of a police officer," end quote. And it was an emotional day outside the NAACP building. We heard that Sonya Massey's family was watching the body camera video, but will not be speaking to the public. Over 100 people were outside the NAACP today to support Sonya's family. Protesters led each other in chants and songs. Some speakers included Sunshine Clemens, the co-president of Black Lives Matter. Clemens emphasized they are fighting for the justice of Sonya Massey while coming from a place of trauma.
It is extremely damaging to the community's mental health to have to continue to go through and experience these type of situations, and there's no place for it in our community. Sonya Massey should be here with us. Unfortunately, she is not, so we are fighting to get the justice that that family deserves, but we are doing that from a place of trauma.
Clemens said they want the family to know that they will support them. Protesters said they are going to continue to demand justice and show their support for the family peacefully. And the public gathered once again to protest the death of Sonya Massey. Protesters today said they want to show support for the family, and also protesters told our team today that while it may be tough to watch, it is necessary to see that body camera footage.
What would you be doing if you called for help and was killed by the people that you called expecting help from? I couldn't imagine that they are doing well at this time, especially considering that they have not yet fully seen maybe the full video or audio, or to get closure.
And there were over 100 people gathered at today's protest, many saying that they have attended multiple protests over the past week. And funeral arrangements for Sonya Massey have been announced. They will take place this Friday at Ruby Funeral Services. A visitation will be held from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and the service following that. Be sure to follow us on our website as well as our social media pages. We will provide you the latest details as they become available. Don't miss a video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today for more Central Illinois news.